Hey, love bugs, it's Rob. One more again. I hope all is doing blessed. Hey, it's like thank you for stopping by. It's like I thought I messed up my total intro, but it's okay. It took me a break and then came back right back at you. So with that being said, much love to you. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. If you've been watching for a while and have not already, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to update my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, leave a a comment or two. I would love to get a chance to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift. If you feel the video is uplifting or just give good vibes that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath that may go through some trying times and just need spiritual guidance or confirmation, validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. While you're at it, give it a thumbs up, like, and also share the social media favorites wherever you see fit. As always, thank you so much for the love and support. It's truly appreciated, and I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And this video is called Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, you are making them nervous because you're becoming the magic that he told us not to believe in. You're making folks very uncomfortable being around you. I tell people all the time, if you're a Heyoka and you're allowing yourself to be open to the universe of just soaking up, you're that spiritual being that holds that power of a sponge, because you're allowing yourself to soak up the things that you need to go to move forward along your path, or as well as just being open in your eyes to the next vibration, because it's like the more you keep transcending, it's like more outlook or insight that's taken away for what you're needing to know about what's going on in the world, as well as your purpose, your mission, God placing you in your set space, and a lot of things that's taking place right now. It's like a WTF moment, especially with me. I don't know about y'all, but it's like a WTF moment because there's so many things that's unfolding, especially, at a rapid pace. Even things that are happening to your life that can impact you in a negative way, in a positive way, you're supposed to see it as just the same, not actually negative or positive. Universe wants us to be able to see everything like they see it. Whatever you're putting out to the world is what you get back. They don't use the energy. They don't know the difference between the good, the bad, the ugly, the low until it's being reflected back at you, because it's like, universe is like a big mirror. Whatever you put out is bouncing right back at you. And just being able to see the things in your life, you are that magic, you are that flex, you are that whole mood of pressure that a lot of people, you just get under people's skin in the worst kind of way. You can be like, hey, how is everything going? And there's gonna be somebody that's gonna give you that side eye, like, why are they here? Why don't they get lost? You can't get rid of you. You're here. You are here. You are disturbing a lot of people's stuff that you messing up people's persona, you messing up people's facade. And those are the things that we have to break away from, allowing yourself to be able to, validate yourself in every form, not worrying about how other people see you. If it's somebody that's on that same vibe as you, or they're wanting to be guided towards that vibration, they're going to be able to look at you and appreciate everything that they can learn from you. And those are the things that I love, when I can be able to interact with people on that same vibe as me, or being open to, just connect with whatever is guiding them to be better with themselves. You look at your life and just being able to see that, our life is like a book that can teach you so much about yourself. And a lot of times you find out through the good, the bad, the dark, the light, the pretty and the very ugly, and just being able to see it, because it's like when I look at my life, I can see where a lot of things came up, where a lot of things went good, a lot of things went bad. But it's like, if I allow myself to really, a lot of times we can look at a lot of different things and say, if I can go back in time, I'll erase things. I got a few things that I would, but it's not something, I can't question why did it go a certain way, because God has everything to go in a certain way, in divine plan. And a lot of things that it could hit you like traumatizing or very hurtful, because sometimes it's like, especially, with us, we feel deep. you feel deep. It depends on what kind of gifts, spiritual gifts that you have, that you connect strongly with. It's like with a lot of minds, it's like a blessing and a curse at the same time. And most of the curses, like certain things that I see you transition, I can't stop it. That's the main thing I don't like. But when I know having a gift of being, a conduit and an anchor, it's a good thing when I can be able to connect with people, especially with people whose loved ones have passed over. And if it's meant for me to connect with that spirit, they always try to find me first, just to open up and let somebody know something about their family. There's no way of me knowing. And those are the things that I really, truly love, because it's just like, it can feel like an honor to me because I'm able to pass on a memory. That can really feel good, especially when it can get somebody out of their pain, their heartache, missing someone that, is no longer with us in the living. They're still strongly with us. They're still, spiritually strongly in tune with us, that, are guiding us towards our everyday needs. And I love to be able to do stuff like that. I love what I do. I don't see it as a job. I don't see it as a mission. There'll be sometimes it can get really heavy because you're going through a lot of different things personally. Then, certain things you don't know, you're trying to figure out within yourself. Universe can be, they can be very trivial at times when they want you to be able to do stuff. And it's just like, how am I be able to do stuff? And you're trying so hard. And they always tell you, just flow with it. Stop trying to be, stop forcing everything. When you force it, you get frustrated. And that's how you end up missing, different coordinates is trying to come to you and just connect with you in that way. But you are that hidden magic of wonders. The hidden wonders made me feel like, the charms, the charm. What is that movie, that show Charm? It's like you got the hidden wonders of those. Actually, no, not Charmed. That was American Horror Story, The Coven. It's like talking about the seven wonders. We're hidden all in plain sight. You were something that they had to switch up a couple of things, because a lot of times people connect with me and they're from different walks of life. And like, Roz, I don't really know if I'm a Heyoka or not. And the vibration speaks up to it and it's just opening to it. I'll tell people, if you ran into these videos, you're a Heyoka. You're a Heyoka, and it's just up to that time where you'll start finding certain videos that I have out that will totally click with you in an instant. I've heard that a lot. A lot of times, I'm like, why do I talk about that? It's just you're being guided to say that something's going to need it at that time. You're going to probably, need it at a certain time. You can go back and watch it. And, and it was just like, they kept me on the Heyoka thing. And I was just like, you don't want me to talk about it? No, we need you to stay on this. So a lot of people say when I'm trying to find out about Heyoka, you're the one who got the most reference and stuff like that. And it's just like, I love to be able to learn off of different people. Like I said, it's like a student, teacher thing that you're learning. You got that magic within yourself. And a lot of times it just keeps you on being persistent, because a lot of times we can have stuff going and you can get overwhelmed and say, you know what, I'm ready to give up. I'm just so tired of going through what I'm going through. This seems so hard. I can't figure this out. Certain things is happening. It's out of my control. And it's just, there's going to be a time in your life where you're going to see everything in a better light. And, it's hard to do that because we're a human experience. So we come along with the traits of being human, even though we're spiritual beings having a human experience, we still carry those, emotions. So sometimes you have to be willing to be open and teachable. And those are the things that, the more I go through my healing, the Lord, a lot of things I can try to basically say within universe, I'm blessed to be able to learn a lot of things that I really wasn't sure about myself with, because there's a lot of things that are there and it's just waiting for our instant connection. Because a lot of times we go externally to find a lot of other things that are taking place. And a lot of times they always tell you, whatever you're seeking is always there. And it's true. It really is always there. And you're learning that within yourself, because there's so many things that's going on in the world right now that is needing our balance, within that. There's so many things you're seeing out in the world. It just feels like hell broke loose. It feels like hell on earth at times, because you're seeing so many things. Like, I get overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff I just cannot allow myself to plug into, because it's like we take on the duties of every single thing in the world. You can't change every single thing at every single second, even though that's what we're placing in the world is change. There's a lot of different people that feel like if you have gone through the most traumatic thing in your life, that it can be anything you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. A lot of people feel like you can't get better from that. And that's, and it just depends on what you're willing to do when you're being determined. And a lot of times when you're dealing with certain things, I always tell people, I think really what I know is hard to recover from is, death of a loved one or going through homelessness. And it only takes time, to be able to do that. And I always tell people, don't listen to anybody where they feel like you should been over grief with a lot of things, because everybody handles grief differently. It's like with my mom. I love her to death. I miss her a lot, and this is around a time of year it gets very heavy for me, for my mom, wanting her presence to be here in the physical, but I know her presence is always with me. All I got to do is think of her and she's there. So, when it comes around that family time, it can get very hard for a lot of people, but, she's been gone since 2005, and it just comes to our anniversaries on the 2nd of next month, and and with it falling in line with Christmas and stuff like that, I'm just like, look, I really want to just fast forward, just skip the next couple of months and just hit January. But I know I tend to get strong through everything, and just knowing that she's there, and just being able to allow myself to see the transition that I've gone through in the last few weeks, the last 3 months, because I really haven't been doing videos a lot, but it's just about the soul seeking, and everything that's going on. Because it's just like I've done a lot of videos, but there are certain times that I just need a break from this. I said, I don't give up on it. I don't get burnt out. But a lot of other things is carrying you in different directions that you have to be able to, you have to make sure you're evening everything out. And they always tell you, don't do so much of other things and get panic if we tell you to shift off on those, because there's a lot of different things when you're starting to, dissolve the old and you're bringing in the new. There's going to be a lot of creative vibes that's going to come to you, new interest in your life, because also you have to understand your parallel entities is connecting with you on the daily. It can't jump in all at one time. The human body can't be equipped, stuff like that. So it comes in moderation. You'll start seeing different things that you do may articulate, certain words or certain ideas in a different way. You're like, whoa, what was that? It's just like you have to understand you're picking up on a lot of different energy, and you'll feel it. You can be able to manipulate space and time. Time doesn't really exist to me. It's just, in a sequence. And there may be different phobias you're picking up on, or a different taste of food. I've noticed that with myself. I made Jamaican jerk chicken it was like 2 weeks ago. And it was just like the last time I had it was like probably about 2002, 2003. And I wanted to be able to do it authentically, with my Caribbean descent, as well as, my Creole descent and everything like that, and start calling on, my guys like, hey, I'm trying to remember all this different stuff. And all of a sudden I just, they start guiding me towards different things that add, hey, not too much of this, a little dash of that, sprinkle this, and it came out great. And I was just like, wow, because I was looking at different recipes, but I add my own, my own sauce to it. So it's just like a lot of different things I'm seeing that has transferred, a lot of different people that even, when we read energy, people are like, probably, what's going on? And what you mean? It's like your energy is different. Like, it's bad. No, it's not bad, but it's just different. It's hard to put it's hard to put a vibration of calling it what it is. It's just you're going through transference through a lot of energy. You're moving, fast paced through the vibes. And those are the things you're creating your own magic. You really are. And those are the things that I really feel is a blessing, because when you can take the highs and the lows, it's all about you. You're allowing yourself to be okay with both. If you make a mistake, you learn from that mistake. And if you can know what that issue was, or you can allow yourself to say, okay, what was my stumbling block on this situation? And you allow yourself to analyze it. With me, I got ADD on top of OCD. And I categorize, and anything people know, if you have that type of situation, you already know, you break it down to science for you to be able to understand how do you be able to do certain things. Okay, how can I allow this to not be my weak spot and make this align with my greatest strength? I want to be open to being taught those different things, being open to asking the universe for some kind of assistance for me to find these things out. Or there's different things they want me to learn about, or there's certain things that y'all show me that I'm like, oh, okay, let me go ahead and bring that up. Maybe other things that, people may be able to connect with. And those are the things that's truly, truly a blessing for that. Because there are sometimes, I just freestyle it and just go with it and just be open towards the universe on what they want me to talk about. Or there's certain things that may come to me that I may not know about, because I forgot what it was. It was like E something else, but it's kind of like INFJ, but it was certain thing. I'm like, wow, I can connect with certain things about this, but I didn't know about this because there's so many different ones about us out here in the world, and I'm just, soaking it up like a sponge. But through all these heavy transitions, you'll start seeing a lot of yourself and how much you have changed. Even when you're not exactly where you want to be at, you have created a part of you and yourself that you should be so proud of. Even if you done stumbled a few times, that's okay. Because when you stumble, it's nothing bad about that. But the more important things that really truly matter is how you get back up. How do you stay consistent? I was just doing videos that I haven't did videos in almost a week. And I just did a few, even did almost close to 2 hours on chat. And then I said, I'm going to take a break, listen to my music, jump around a little bit just to get my, just to move around a little bit, and then come right back at it again. And I'm glad I did that. And it's good for you to be able to change up, because there's a lot of times where I do certain things in routine, and I had to allow myself to break out of that, stop, doing stuff like that. Because a lot of times, it's not good to do that for certain reasons, put it that way. But just being able to know, it's just the fact is you're unprogramming yourself, and you'll start seeing the different things on how you were brought up, how you were looking at things, certain, because a lot of times we don't realize when we're in that 3D vibe, we put a lot of conditions on ourselves, it's like, what are the, trials and conditions, different stuff like that. And you're allowing yourself to not be limited on your learning, limited on being grown, limited, allowing yourself to go a little bit further, even when it's, that fear of vibration comes up. You're allowing yourself to say, you know what, it's okay. If I didn't learn that, or this is, I can at least say if I tried that and I really ain't getting a gist out of it, you can allow yourself to say, you know what, at least I tried. I'm that type of person. If I don't know nothing about it, I fear it. And they always tell you, make sure you step out the box and do a lot of things that scare you. You find out more about yourself when you do a lot of fearful things, and just being open to it, because you never know what will spark your interest by doing that, because there's a lot of times it's just like certain things, like just flow with it, trust the process, and just go ahead and do it that way. So it's just more stuff that I can truly allow myself to appreciate, even with certain things that take place around me, that it can be very challenging, but I allow myself to be okay with that challenge. And, and it takes a long time for you to get out of that routine of what you were programmed to do for so long. They're always told us to fear this, fear that, or you can't do this because of your race, or you can't do this because of your pay grade, or you can't do this because you're not higher class, middle class, lower class. All this, you're making you. Not worry about what the next person does or what people say you can and cannot do. It's up to you about how you allow yourself to be unlimited, allowing yourself to not back down from a challenge and different things that's taking place, when you can sit up here and say, okay, I tried it. It just didn't work out for me. I had fun, but it's just not something that I enjoy. But at least, it may guide you to something else, because right now there's so many different things that's taking place in your life. You're getting tested a lot. A lot of times universe will place something in your mind, or even place something in front of you just to see how you're going to respond to it. And, and a lot of times you can feel frustrated with universe and God. And you're like, what? I'm tired of being in this situation. Things has really not changed. And it's like, have you changed your perception on how you're looking at your situation? Have you seen the different things that's moving fast paced, even when you feel like you're sitting still? A lot of, our vibrations is actually excelling in a very massive way, because you'll feel it in different ways. It's just like different things was taking place with me today, and running around, and certain things that I know that usually take me a little bit longer. All of a sudden I was like, wait a minute. You know, I'm like, dang, I'm here, you know, usually take me about 10, 15 minutes to do this, that, and the third. And this time, you know, it takes me 45 minutes to an hour to do something. And this time it only took me 10 minutes. And it was just like, you know, I got out of my head for a minute. And a lot of times, you know, I started seeing different things. And I was like, okay, you're out of your head. You know, you're allowing yourself to be open to that existence, you know, allowing yourself to not put the brakes on yourself, but just allow it to flow, pull that anchor up, you know, and just allowing yourself to flow with it. You know, a lot of times we get drained out of certain things because we go against the current, and instead of allowing yourself to be fluid with it. And those are the things you're teaching your own power of magic. And there will be so many people who are going to connect with you, and it's just going to be a blessing to them. Some people may not understand it. Some people are like, okay, you know, because some people just won't understand your vibe, your verbiage. You know, they won't be able to stand that vibe that you got. A lot of them don't understand that, but a lot of people that are open to be like that will get it right away. You know, and those are the things you're showing a lot of people on what you can believe in. It's only up to what you do. You know, not worrying about what society says or what, you know, social media say I could be doing. You know, are you following the trend or are you making up your own? You know, I say I'd rather be the trendsetter. I don't want to follow nothing, you know, and I just want to be able to set my own. And those are the things you're creating that magic, because there are a lot of people, you know, because it's a lot of vibrations that you hear within the world. You know, there's so many different things that's happened in my life, so much stuff that's going on in my life. And some people, they go straight forward, because you'll see a lot of different things will come up where a lot of times our trauma is creating that purpose. And sometimes it's hard for people to see that until they get to that point of seeing, you know, because it's like with mine, I've gone through something so traumatic, and I knew, you know, even since I was a little girl, I said, I don't know how I was going to, I used to tell my mom and stuff like that all the time. It's like, I want to be able to change the world in some kind of way. I want everybody to feel love. I want everybody to be happy, but I just don't know how I'm going to do that. Because she knew I was a free spirit of a child, you know, and she's like, hey, you can't be doing that. Look, you're going to get snatched up. Because I always used to love hugging on people and delivering certain things that I would speak on. You know, she always used to tell me, that little girl been here before, she speak weird, you know, but she's very outspoken for herself. She doesn't talk like certain children her age talk. So I know she's been here before. And it was just certain things I would say to blow other people's minds as a child. And it would make me feel good, just like I do it now. And, you know, you're really, really forming a magic that is really, truly needed on this earth. You know, a lot of times we can go through things and feel like we don't know, is our presence really matter? You know, what can I do so great in the world that they'll listen to me? And you just don't know, because there's a lot of things in this world. Oh, I'm trying not to get emotional. You know, when we've gone through so much in your life where you question your own existence, and there's times where people can get like they don't even want to live anymore. I've been there, in a lot of times where pain, it's just really hurt me, and I just wanted time to stop permanently for myself. And, you know, it was so many different things that came in my life. Say, you just don't know. You have a blessing that many people didn't know you can offer, you know. And I'm not saying this in an arrogant or conceited way, but just in a loving way. That I've seen how I've touched a lot of people. And there's a lot of times it shakes me at times, especially when I have the feedback that I get a lot of times. There's sometimes people leave comments for me, and it takes me a little bit to go ahead and reply to them, because that weighed heavy on my heart. I'm like, oh, you're pulling on my heartstrings. But then it shows me a lot of times, now you see what, you know, Essence was telling you. You just don't know what kind of blessing you can put in somebody's life. You're inspiring yourself, and a lot of times your inspiration just to move forward can inspire somebody else to do the same with their life, you know. So there's a lot of times where it can suck really big. It really can suck as being an empath, because we feel things such deeper than a lot of people. And it can be like, there's a lot of times that I catch myself getting in my emotions because I feel what that person is going through. I see a lot, and there's sometimes I got to put my own brick wall there, because I feel like that's violating to a lot of people. It's like, if they wanted me to know, they'll tell me that. I don't like knowing those things. And I just, you know, I want to respect that person's privacy. But, you're going through this, and it's just like when you allow yourself to be that open vibration, and you're allowing yourself to be that reference. It's just like, when you're going to school, it made me think about, I don't know how they do it now, but when I used to go to school, I used to love looking in the, the sliding the thing in the library, the files, and they want you to go look it up, and you be fine. I used to feel like, Sherlock Holmes or something like that, going looking through the files and trying to find a book that I want, the context cards or whatever you want to call them. I don't know if they still got those things, because it's been a minute since I've gone to the library. You can pull it up on a computer nowadays. You don't got to go to a library for that. But, that's what it makes me feel like. You're that human index box that holds a lot of files within that. And, you're that trendsetter, and you're that person that was designed for that way, through the things that you have gone through, the hardships you face, the trials and tribulations you constantly conquer, things that you may have wanted you to give up on everything, or even question your own life to where you may, don't want to be here. But it always sends you something your way to be able to know you matter. Your essence is really needed here. And sometimes the devil will play with you and get in your head. He wants to talk a lot to you. And he knows your potential, but he wants you to second guess that, because he knows that you're going to be that connection that's really going to, flip the script on what the world desperately needs right now. Because, it makes me just feel like, why can't we have our own planet? Anybody wants to disrupt, be mean to each other, or want to do other things, can we just let them have their planet and we can go on ours? It can be completely boring, but hey, we'll be okay. Stuff like that. But I'm like, yeah, I understand, loving like, whatever. But just being able to really do that, you create your own magic, and a lot of times you can go through things and it makes you really want to second guess, why am I keep going? I always think about that song by Janae Aiko, Born Tired. And it's just like, why should I keep going? And look at all the things that you're doing. Look at all you've become. It is just like, you can't stop, even when you want to, it's not meant for you to, it's all about what you have to allow yourself to break from, to really see, really see that. Because a lot of times it's like we're in our head, we mess with our vibrations because we stay in our head too much. It's all psychological. But just allowing yourself to step out of that, and a lot of times it's hard to do that. But, like I said, I keep it realer than real. There's days I'm not okay. There's days that I want to give up on everything. There's days that I just want to shut down. Enemy wants that, and I'll bounce back. And so you can't get rid of me. I was like, shoot, I just took pause. It don't mean I quit, And those are the things that I really, truly appreciate. Even it takes me a long time for me to be able to say, this was a hateful time. I was angry, but I appreciate that, because it showed me a lot about myself. You learn so much about yourself through every situation, no matter if it's good or bad, situations that connect with you in that way, because there's some part of yourself that needed your acknowledgement, and it had to be triggered, in some kind of way for you to be able to catch that. So I'm hoping you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. I would love to give a post notification shout out to John Katz. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the fam. Alex J, much love to you. Welcome to the fam. Chagola Jimenez, welcome to the fam, as well as Sunny Days and Magic Taco. Much love to you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's so good to have you. Please drop a line. I would love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. I always leave my contact information in the description box below, as well as the link to my podcast as well, that I have on Spotify and a lot of different podcast social media platforms as well. A lot of people get in touch with me. It's all about spiritual networking. It's just to give you that time, because I know a lot of people hit me up on the side when they don't feel really comfortable with leaving different things that, they may be dealing with or, experiencing. They just want, insight from somebody else. And I try my best to be able to help out the best way I can. I've been doing it for a long time, and I really love it when I can help people. Whatever we speak on is confidential. I try my best to be able to help you. If it's not going to come through my experiences, what I get from them, the powers that be, where I find information to just give you a deeper understanding about your path of purpose. Even if there's certain things you may want to share with me and, want my insight on it, I try my best to be able to do that too. So I hope you have a blessed, safe weekend. Please be responsible and safe for everything you do. I hope whatever you are trying to manifest in your life, it comes so much bigger and better than you ever imagined. It comes sooner than you ever predicted it. Keep going. Don't give up, no matter how hard it is. If you just got to take a pause for the cause, go ahead and do that, but you get right back up again. And even through social distancing, please make sure you give out love, light, positivity, words, vibe frequencies. You just never know. All those things really take somebody a really long way. So you'll see me on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Namaste.